welcome to this week's Rainbow Alliance podcast with CJ.
Sophia.
And Megan.
Today we're going to be talking about why LGBTQ activism is still needed in America today. And I guess the rest of the world, definitely, but more specifically America. One of the main reasons that I think it's still needed is because there's a lot of discrimination that happens still, and there's no real way to kind of protect it.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know about you guys, but there's definitely a lot of stuff going around at school. I've definitely seen examples of discrimination for openly gay, especially males, where if they're verbal about it and that kind of thing, where people yell at them every once in a while or just call them slurs and that kind of thing, and that's just, I don't know, it's just terrible to see that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think every class I've had this year, I've seen at least one person use gay as an insult.
Yeah, slurs all around. It's terrible.
And even if you tell them to stop, half the time they don't care.
They don't care at all.
They don't want to.
No.
And then there's always the fear of I know. Oh, sorry. You guys haven't gotten a job yet, but I have, and one of my biggest fears getting a job at first was okay, what if they find out I am queer, and then they're oh, no job for you.
I think there's something I think there's a law or something.
Not in Michigan.
There's one in Orion County. Is it the county or
it's township?
Township,
I believe, but not. It's an ordinance, which means pretty much nothing.
Yeah, but there's
it's we support you, but it doesn't mean much law-wise.
Yeah. It's basically you shouldn't do it, but we're not going to hold you accountable if you do. And
which was just recently passed, so that's really awesome that we're making steps. But
yeah. It's the
more
grain
needs
of
to be
rice
done.
again.
Yeah.
No.
No, because people that didn't hear the last one won't know what your grain of rice is.
Oh, it's expecting a starving man to be happy with just being given a grain of rice. He's still going to be starving. He's going to appreciate that rice, but...
Would he? I feel like he wouldn't.
Yeah, because I don't like rice.
I don't think that's the point, Sophia.
Okay. Are there any laws in place?
No.
To...
In certain states, yes, but federally, there are zero protections for LGBTQ individuals. The whole history of it is a lot of ups and downs, my man. There wasn't anything for anyone, and then the Civil Rights Bill, which is also known as Title IX, came about.
Ooh,
And
Title IX.
Go Title IX, man. And it protected people under race and gender.
But not
Or
sexuality.
The specific wording was race and sex. And then people, when LGBTQ people started becoming more common and out, they're well, sex includes sexual orientation, right? And then Congress kept saying, nope. It doesn't.
Awesome.
But then the Obama administration signed an executive order saying that it does cover sexual orientation and gender, including gender identity. But because it was just an executive order, the Trump administration was able to kind of ignore it. And they ignored it in a weird way. It's weird, okay?
What was that word?
It wasn't a word. It was an onomatopoeia. But what happened was there was a court case in New York. I think it's New York. Where the skydiver, he worked for a company who would take normal people up skydiving, and he told this woman that he was gonna go with, because when you're taking normal people, you often get strapped to the instructor. He was don't worry about anything, I'm gay, it's fine. And her husband overheard and complained to his employer that this guy is gay. How dare he? And then he got fired because of it, because he was gay. And he sued, or I don't know if sued is the right word. He took them to court, and in the court case, the Trump Justice Department wrote a friend of the court briefing, which is meant for normal civilians to write to the court supporting the person. Instead, it was the Trump administration wrote to the court saying, well, Title IX shouldn't count for sexual orientation.
Mm.
So that overwrote what Obama did. It made it so it doesn't, that Title IX didn't do anything anymore.
You kind of have to listen to the administration, right?
Yeah.
You can't just, whatever.
Yeah. But, like, it was such a weird way of doing it. Like, that's not how,
Yeah. Not how it works.
yeah. I'm trying to think of, like, the Latin term for friend of the court briefing because it sounds much more sophisticated, but I can't remember. Sorry. But then the court case was then, like, decided that Title IX should count for sexual orientation, but it only, like, specifically said that sex counts as sexual orientation for that single court case. And because they're not the Supreme Court, it was the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, which is not the Supreme Court, though. But they can set, like, a precedent so other courts can, like, point to that and be like, well, because they decided that, we're going to decide that, but they don't have to. And they also wrote, like, in a letter to Congress saying you should, like, include LGBT people into Title IX, but that doesn't really hold Congress accountable that much.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not really national law
No.
protecting. Okay. So how my government teacher explained it was that states should be able to dictate things within their region because say Michigan should not have the same alligator laws as Florida because there's, like, obviously more alligators in Florida. We don't even have alligators, I don't think. But and that's why anything that wasn't in the Constitution was left to the states to decide because they thought they covered everything nationwide. But they didn't because, get this, there are gay people in every state, which is why we should have a nationwide law.
And also when the Congress, when the Constitution was made, sorry, it was, like, back when the states weren't really, like, a whole country. It was a lot of, like, just different separate governments that came together and banded together.
Mm-hmm. So since there's no, like, national law protecting the LGBT community from discrimination, there are things like conversion therapy, which are still legal in, I think, 41 states?
I know
And-
it's illegal in 9 states
Yeah,
and the
in
District of Columbia.
Way to go, District of Columbia. You're doing great, sweetie.
You gotta become a state one day.
Yeah.
That's all I want for Columbia.
Yeah.
Kind of random.
Throwing my opinion out there, man.
But conversion therapy is the practice of changing someone's sexual orientation, which is not a thing. You can't change it, actually. From NCL Rights, there's a quote, the results of scientifically valid research indicate that it is unlikely that individuals will ever be able to reduce same-sex sexual attractions or increase other sex attractions. And also, in the last 4 decades, reparative therapists have not produced any rigorous scientific research to substantiate their claims of cure. So not only is it ineffective, but it's immoral, and there's really no argument for it. It's also extremely harmful. Like, different forms of conversion therapy are institutionalization, which is removing someone from society, putting them in an institute until they are not gay anymore, which is
isn't
not
gonna
a thing.
happen.
Yeah, not a thing, but removing them from society, which is very mentally damaging.
Can you imagine that? That'd be so terrible.
I mean, at least you don't have school. But like, but
What if
yeah,
you like
being,
school?
Just because you were gay, just
I
being
know,
completely
yeah.
removed from your life, that'd be so.
yeah. That's one of the more recent ones, along with, like, just normal cognitive therapy, which is also still very damaging. Just having someone repeatedly tell you, like, what you are is wrong, like what you were born as. Nope, you can't do that. Like, nope, you're wrong. But it's gotten better back then. Like in the 50s and 60s, castration was attempted because a scientist, or I'm not sure if he was a scientist, he was like a doctor, scientist, something.
Wait,
Eugene.
attempted as in like they failed to castrate
Well,
they
them?
did it,
no,
but
this
it
was-
didn't work.
Okay.
Well, no, not
Right?
castration is removing testicles to negate sex drive.
I knew
But
that
they
one.
did it.
But what happened was the original thing was some dude named Eugene. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Steinbeck was
What do you
he
mean?
basically.
You mean Eugene?
No, I don't think that's his name. It's spelled differently. I don't know. I don't have it written down. But anyway, so this Steinbeck dude was like, well, manliness is in the testicles.
Obviously.
Yeah, like, when you hear the phrase grow a pair or man up.
That's where they keep them.
Yeah, the manliness, like the fact I like football resorts in my testicles. But anyways, yeah, obviously. So he first did it on guinea pigs. And apparently it worked on guinea pigs, but I don't know how he knew the guinea pig was gay.
Tell?
Yeah, so he did it on an actual human. He took
Wait, he had gay guinea pigs?
I don't know. He said he did. He said he did, okay?
He probably
Did he
lied.
turn the
Yeah,
guinea
I
pigs
mean, I
gay?
wouldn't-
How did this work?
Well, anyways, he tried it on actual human beings, and he was like, yeah, so I put a heterosexual male's testicles on a
Did he
homosexual.
agree to this?
I honestly don't know the specifics, but I know this happened. And he was kind of like, it definitely worked, guys. Like, look at him. He's in the corner, like, acting all masculine. Just like, whatever you do, don't ask him what he's attracted to. And he claimed that it worked. And then, I don't know when, but later in his life, he stated a formal apology and said it did not work.
At least he admitted that he was wrong.
Yeah.
Way too late.
Yeah, it should never have been attempted
Wait,
to begin with.
What if, like, they're not your balls anymore?
Yeah. Yep.
What if they look completely different?
I don't,
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Why would
But castration was actually, like, that was not the first time that
No,
it was
just
used.
normal castration was a thing.
Yeah, it was a
Mhm.
thing, which is castration nowadays, I believe, is used as punishment for pedophiles.
Not in the U.S.
Well,
but like in
okay.
different
Well, it's-
countries,
Yeah,
it's normally chemical castration.
gotcha.
They don't like literally.
Take them off.
No.
Goodbye, testicles. But yeah, basically, your parents could neuter your dogs and you as well. So and another form of conversion therapy was electroshock, which I believe is still it still happens occasionally, just not as often, but it's still legal. It's showing a patient like homosexual acts, like videos or pictures, while shocking the patient, so that they associate their reaction with pain and embarrassment. And that's just very mentally damaging. And not only is it mentally damaging, but it's physically damaging being, electrocuted. Like,
No one
not a
wants
fun
that.
time. Not a fun time. But here's a quote from this article from The Guardian. People who have gone through conversion therapy face 8.9 times the rates of suicide ideation, face depression at 5.9 times the rate of others, and are 3 times more likely to use illegal drugs and be at high risk for sexually transmitted infections.
Is that like others compared to other LGBT people, or others compared to the
didn't-
general population?
Didn't specify. It said peers, but
Oh,
that doesn't really.
that's true.
That sounds like normal people,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds.
Not that LGBT people aren't normal,
But
No, I was just saying
Yeah.
it sounds like
just people.
compared to people of their age, right?
Yeah.
yeah, so there's really no reason that conversion therapy should be legal, or that any LGBT person shall face discrimination in any form. But it's kind of hard to say that when we have people like Mike Pence in our politics promoting messages. Mike Pence, I don't know when, but it was before he became vice president. He took the funding from HIV protection and assistance, I think, to people with HIV, or it was like an HIV association.
Mm-hmm.
And he took the funding from that and tried to put it towards conversion therapy.
It's just so wrong.
Yikes.
I'm all for Trump not being president, but I don't want Mike Pence to be
Yeah.
president either.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that would be far worse.
So, Megan, you read a article about was it Scotland?
It was actually Ireland that recently introduced a bill, I believe, that was banishing, basically. Sorry,
I like the
I was
word
trying to read the article.
banishing.
Would you just like the word banishing? I couldn't think of a different word.
I'm not judging it. I think
Is
it
it a bad
sounds
word?
cool.
I like it.
It's
It's a
like
good
keep
word.
it because it's banishing like this horrible act of conversion therapy.
Well, yes, it's okay. So it's Ireland making a bill. They haven't passed it or anything yet. It's just recently introduced, like last week. So thought that was interesting that that was happening in the news, that they were um so far ahead of us and we
Mhm.
couldn't.
I read the article too, and it said like only 9 countries.
Yeah, I think Brazil was one of them.
I was shocked
and
that Brazil like
yeah,
banned conversion therapy.
it was a
Nothing
couple
like
other
against
South
Brazil.
American.
I just
Because
It's
doesn't
crazy.
Brazil have like a higher population of religious people?
yeah, that was
Yeah,
like
But also they have a lot of gays, don't they?
go
They
Brazil.
do?
I feel like they do.
I don't know. I've never
I've
been.
only met one Brazilian person, and yeah, she's gay.
Obviously, that speaks for all.
Yeah.
But
They're an interesting people, I must say.
yeah,
Well, she's not really. Well, she's Brazilian, but she's raised here. But she's gay and Brazilian.
Good
Go-
for her.
go Brazil. I'm so proud of them. And Ireland.
Yeah. Go
Why
Ireland.
can't-
Hopefully that gets passed, right?
Oh, it's not passed?
No, it was just introduced.
Oh, dang.
So that was like last week, I believe. I don't know. Just recently read it. So hopefully that becomes law soon.
Hopefully, our country can pick up our crap and do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not gonna happen though.
Nope.
With Trump and Pence.
No, maybe
But-
under a
In the White
different
House?
administration, though.
But maybe because
Yeah.
there's a possibility of getting another Democratic majority in Congress, and them vetoing a anti-conversion therapy bill for minors will look really bad for them.
True.
You know,
So
I
they
don't
might
think
feel
people
pressured.
care. I don't think they care at this point.
That's true.
Democrats?
No,
No.
Trump.
Oh, sorry. I was very confused.
I think they still care a little.
Well, no, because they think they're in the right.
Trump or Democrat?
Trump and Pence.
True.
They think they're obviously like. They think that.
I don't think Trump thinks. I think Pence thinks for them, which is scary.
That is
Yeah.
a bit scary, which it's nice to know that at least there's that barrier, right?
Yeah.
Now.
It's a little bit comforting to like know that he like there's someone has a brain, but it's like horrible that it's Pence's brain.
Yeah. Because, yeah, as we know, he's not very supportive of the LGBT community.
There's that one quote that Trump said in an interview about like Mike Pence, like don't even bring up gays around him. He hates them, and I was like, geez,
Yikes.
Great having someone like that in the White House.
yeah. And he
Yeah.
said it like it was a joke, like it was funny that that was true, and I was like,
Yeah, whatever, the gays.
screw them.
It's like listening to do you guys remember when you were probably like 2 years ago or something learning about the Constitution and how they were like the whole class they're like telling you they're like, oh, in the Constitution they wrote that we're all equal, but like the people that wrote it had slaves, and everybody in the class would be like, aha, like how stupid, like well, we still don't have full equality.
No,
Yeah.
nowhere near it.
And it's the same people that laughed that are people that are still against this
Yeah.
Mhm.
and activism.
I feel like one thing that really just annoys me with the whole like anti-discrimination is that a lot of states, instead of like going on to anti-discrimination, instead they turned to religious freedom acts.
Mm.
And like basically that was a thinly veiled disguise to be like I can discriminate based on religion,
Yeah.
which shouldn't be allowed.
you can't
Yeah.
use your individual rights to infringe on someone else's rights.
Yeah, you can't be like I'm not gonna
I'm-
go into the cake
My
court
rights-
case.
my
Yeah,
rights are more valid than you because I was born heterosexual.
Obviously.
but like that's the same thing that a lot of people try to do during like the civil rights movement or prior to that. which helped spark not helped, but like made the civil rights movement a thing, was like, oh, well, in my religion, black people don't deserve cake, so I'm not going to make you one or serve you anything.
Yeah, if that was said in a class today, kids would be laughing. Like, they'd be like, aha, like, how stupid of them. Like, why can't they just be nice and Coolio beans? But
They were so
Same.
backwards, but we're still backwards.
yeah, And
World, man.
it's annoying when people think that they get annoyed. They're like, why do you, like, there's not even discrimination. Like, why are you protesting for this? Like, who cares?
But there is.
Mm-hmm.
And
Definitely is.
And like a lot of people are like, well, you don't need any like activism because like the society basically accepts you, but they don't. It's a lie.
Exactly.
Like I did research into like how representation in media is for LGBT people, and last year, let me find the actual number real quick. I'm sorry. It was like 17% of major movies had an LGBT person in it, and only
That's it.
like had LGBT people in it,
Like actors or characters?
characters,
Okay.
and only 32% of that 17% had appropriate LGBT characters, like characters that weren't just punchlines or actually meant something in the plot or weren't just based around their sexuality.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then you could like see stuff like people like, oh, make Elsa a lesbian. And then other people are like, if Disney does that, I'm going to check out every single piece of Disney merchandise because Elsa's straight. They're pushing gayness on children. Like, it's stupid.
Yeah, because, like, you don't push sexuality onto other people. Like, almost every show has straight characters. Every show has straight characters. And I'm still gay.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of straight people my entire life.
No, a lot of them.
A lot of straight people have tried to push straightness onto me, and look at me now.
Wow.
Throwing that straightness out here. I'm trying to think of a show that has only gay characters.
There's not. I don't think there's a show with just gay characters, but there are shows with a lot, like Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Got a lot of
But
gay
that's
people.
like
It's not just, though. That's
yeah,
not
there's.
even
I don't
close
think
to
there will
just.
ever be a show with all.
Let's do it. Let's create it.
Yeah.
Why? Then we can't say there is just.
But then we could be like, there's that one show that has all gay characters. And then we can be like, oh, yeah, that one show. I love it. Gayness. Just be happy. I don't know.
And we should have some straight people
That
play
seems
gay people.
like anti, like, it. I don't
Not
like it.
not like make it like it has. It's like the point of it is that they have all gay characters just to have all gay characters. But it's just like casual. Like it's a show. It's a normal show. But all the characters are queer in some way.
In some way.
Interesting.
Like
Yeah.
any part of the LGBT people. Like it doesn't just have to be like they're all gay men.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking
show.
of which, only 2 of these major movies only 2 of them had trans people in it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Which movies were they?
I don't know the names of them. Oh, one of them was an international movie that won an
Hurricane
award.
Bianca.
Hurricane.
Bianca.
That wasn't made in 2017.
Oh.
Wait, I have a flipping papers. Okay, so 77% was gay men, 23% was lesbians, 9% was bisexual people, and then 5% was trans people. Bisexuals and trans people, my God.
They're non-existent.
Apparently,
That's what people actually think. Like, most people, when you say you're bi, they're like, they're liars. They're liars.
It's a unicorn.
Yeah. You guys see that meme where it was like the chick from The Incredibles and she was like, according to the government, neither of us exist. And it was like,
Oh my God, I
bi
loved her when I was
citizen.
little.
Really? I had a
She
gay
was-
crush on her.
I
She
thought
was
she
so
was
beautiful.
Scary.
No, but she was so pretty.
so
We're talking about
I
the
loved
girl with
her
the
hair.
silver hair
I
for
know,
anyone that
but
doesn't.
like I thought she was
No,
scary
but
just because
no.
she was evil.
She was pretty, but
She was pretty.
no, but the mom in The Incredibles, I think everybody liked her.
No,
Yeah.
because I saw her as my mom.
No,
liked the
I
little
thought
girl,
she was.
too.
I was in love
Violet.
with.
Like, connect-
No, I don't care
yeah,
about her.
I
I was
connected
basically
with-
in love with Helen Parr.
I loved
Mrs.
Violet.
Because of
Incredible.
her, I put my hair right in front of my face all the time.
I love it. I just was like, I liked Violet a lot. I don't know, she was cute.
Like who?
Violet, that's the daughter's
Oh,
name.
you said Milo.
No, Violet.
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 I don't know.
I'm excited
Violet.
for the new movie. Just say.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
new movie is gonna be great.
Apparently, it's gonna be right afterwards. If Violet's not gay, I'm gonna be sad.
She's not
Did
gay.
she have a boyfriend at the end of the
yeah,
movie?
she went to.
You don't
She
know.
asked
Maybe
out
she's
that
bi.
Boy, okay, yeah, maybe
She
she's
could
bi.
be, though.
I could have a chance.
Raising that. You want to have a chance with a fictional
She
character.
could be a unicorn, guys.
Okay, if you can date Violet, I can
Wait.
date Helen.
Do it. But yesterday, I realized that I have a slim chance with getting with Poison Ivy, and I got really happy. Like, if she was real, I could
Okay.
feasibly date Poison Ivy. Like, because
No, she's dating Harley Quinn.
okay,
Yeah,
I
come
could
on.
feasibly, like, maybe she's
Okay.
not dating Harley Quinn in this reality.
Okay, guys, why are we talking about this?
Because
it's
there needs to be
important.
more queer representation in
In the
media,
media.
so there's a feasible chance that I can date these fictional characters and be happy.
Yeah, and there was another girl in my English class that did her paper on queer representation in the media, and she also brought up the point that I thought was really interesting, and it's pretty obvious, but when I think about it, I didn't really think about it. It's also encouraging to younger kids because not only to the younger heteros and telling them that it's okay and normal to be LGBT, but to the actual LGBT children because it gives you characters that you can relate to.
I mean, you figured out gay through Oscar from The Office,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And then there's also, like, we talked last time about Garnet. I cried during the episode where it was like, Garnet's
Steven
gay.
Universe.
But, yeah, and for theater, for my class, I had to find a monologue but part of the criteria was, like, that it would fit into my gender. And I didn't want to do, like, a female monologue because I know that's, like, my birth sex. But I didn't think I could pass doing a male monologue. So I was like, okay, maybe there's some non-binary monologues out there. And it took me hours to find one.
Didn't you find a website?
But all of them were, like, unpublished. Like, it wasn't a legitimate character from a legitimate play.
Yeah.
There was one that I found that was, I think it was called, like, Deer. And it was, like, all of them were animals, so none of them had gender. Like, they
Wait,
weren't
what?
gendered characters because it was all, like,
Oh.
about, like, animals from the forest. It was all sweet. Yeah.
Interesting.
But it took me like hours to find a monologue that like was a human and yeah and
That was a human. That's concerning.
but it was a human and was
You couldn't
non-binary.
be an animal?
No, I had to be human.
Dang.
Yeah, I know, right?
Not the
Dude.
gay guinea pig from Eugene Steinbeck's experiments. With
Poor gay
testicles.
guinea pigs though.
Yeah, can you imagine like being like,
Not
well, my
understood.
greatest accomplishment in life was I figured out this guinea pig was gay,
And then
you
did
know,
it to
because he liked chick flicks. I saw that guinea pig liking
That's
chick
how we
flicks.
figured
So
it out.
I was like, oh my God, he's gay. So I cut
He's
his testicles
obviously
off.
gay.
And I put them on a guinea pig that was
No,
um,
No,
you
you
cut a
can't.
straight guinea pig's testicles off
straight
and
guinea
put it on that guinea pig.
But you would have to cut off the gay guinea pig's
Yeah.
testicles in order
oh
to
yeah,
do that.
I had that backwards. But yeah, he cut his testicle. Okay.
Yeah, you'd have to cut off both the testicles.
Yeah,
you
but
stop
I
saying
think that says a lot
testicles?
about you if you spend
Okay,
the day
yeah, we could
cutting
probably just-
testicles off guinea pigs.
Just testicles are such a weird word.
We could probably just stop talking about this.
Okay. But I hate when people are like, but the animal kingdom doesn't have gay people. Yes, it does have gay people.
Wait,
gay
what's
animals.
the animal kingdom? What?
The animal
Animals
kingdom doesn't
Can't be
have
gay is what
yeah.
they're saying.
But so many animals
Oh.
are gay.
Oh yeah,
Lions.
I saw my dog humping my neighbor's dog, and that
but you
dog
know,
was a
dogs
boy too.
just hump everything.
Yeah.
Okay, but,
But
animals can
penguins?
be gay too.
Some
Like,
penguins are gay and they mate for life and they're like gay for life
That's so
together.
cute.
Like in that episode of Parks and Rec.
And
Yeah,
they,
that's a
they
real
can
thing.
adopt other like the baby penguin. That's so cute.
Yeah. And they like if they see an abandoned egg for whatever reason, they'll take care of it and they'll love it.
Wait, I thought if an egg was not with its dad, he's messed up. He's gonna be dancing his entire life.
Did you get that from Happy Feet?
Yes, that's
Well,
where I
maybe
get
Happy
all of
Feet
my
is
penguin.
incorrect.
That's where I get all of my penguin information from.
Now it's
Well,
usually
that's
like
how adopted penguins happen.
They all dance.
No, they
No.
don't dance. That's not actually a thing.
Oh.
Sophia.
yeah. But usually it's like either the parents died or the parents abandoned the egg for whatever reason. It happens sometimes if it turns out the mom has another egg, they'll take care of the most recent egg instead of the older egg.
How rude.
I know, right?
They can't take 2 eggs in, guys.
It's true. Like
What if they have twins?
they're screwed. That's why gay
That's-
penguins exist, to adopt these eggs.
Go gay penguins.
And like lions, similar thing. I don't
Well,
think they
lions
adopt
eat their
their
children
children.
sometimes.
No.
The lions don't adopt; they're just gay.
No, but lions eat the children sometimes.
Lions are weird though.
I
No,
like.
they are not.
But
Lions are
they do
so-
like the whole pack thing.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like they,
Yeah, they all
the women
kinda-
just kind of take care of them.
Yeah, so they're just having fun together.
I can't imagine that now. I just keep thinking about like 50 lions all just
But
chilling there. Like
Lesbian lions do it though.
Yeah,
Wait, what did lesbian
that's
lions
different.
do?
They take care of the other lionesses' children if they die.
Aw.
But like lionesses will take care of the other lionesses' children no matter what. So
So it's just kind of a single mom.
yeah, but they'll be like gay too. Lesbian lions.
I'm a single, independent lesbian lion mother.
I watched a lot of Animal Planet as a child though. Like I remember lions would like when they first gave birth, they would run away from the pride so they could like bond with their child, so their child knew like I'm your mom, not anyone else's.
Wait, the pride is a real thing? I thought that was just in Lion
No.
King.
No.
No, that's a thing. Like
That's a
they
thing.
actually group together.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought the pride was the big rock in Lion King.
It
you
was
know, like-
called
That's
Pride
where they
Rock.
resided. Yeah,
Rock.
that's where they stayed.
I need
Was
to
at Pride
stop
Rock.
getting all my animal information from movies.
Yeah, you should watch some Animal Planet, like me and.
Yeah. I can't find Animal Planet on my new TV and I'm sad.
I can't watch Animal Planet without crying because every episode, at least one animal dies. And-
What Animal Planet are you watching?
because they eat the other animals.
I think you're
Oh.
watching like an animal documentary. Not all Animal Planet episodes are like that.
Yes, they are. Because
No.
anytime an animal eats, it's eating another animal.
What about vegetarian animals? That's not the right word.
Vegetarian animals?
We know
Omnivores?
what you're saying.
No. Herbivores. They only eat plants.
Okay,
Like,
well, when is
yeah.
it an episode about a vegan animal?
they're not vegan.
Okay, vegetarian.
I guess they're kind of. Vegan.
Yeah, I mean, they're
I
not
mean,
going.
They don't drink
Yeah, they
milk
are
or what.
vegan. They're not going up and sucking a cow's, whatever they're called.
What if they're baby cows?
What? Oh, okay.
I don't think breast milk counts.
Does it? Yeah, you're right. We're kind of way
That's the
off
only
topic.
That's the only type of milk. Wait, you can't get milk from something that's not.
From other animals. That's how veganism works.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying if an animal.
Yeah, but when it's from its mother, guys, this is not important.
What were
True.
we talking about?
Gay animals. What, I remember I was talking, this is back when the same-sex marriage was first passed by the Supreme Court, and that one woman, I can't remember her name or the state because I don't remember names.
So convenient.
Yeah, but she, if you guys remember, just weigh in. She refused to give out marriage certificates to gay couples,
Ooh.
and she was like,
This was in the South, wasn't it?
yeah,
Wait, when did this happen?
when same-sex marriage was first passed.
So in like
I remember
2017?
this.
That was 16?
15.
15?
15?
No.
Yeah, it was
It was
2015 when same-sex
16.
marriage.
I thought it
Was
was,
it 16?
17.
Wasn't it June of 16?
I thought
Oh,
it-
yeah. I know. Yeah, that sounds right. June of 2016.
Ah.
Yeah, June of 2016.
we're bad at dates. I'm
I'll
sorry.
search it while you continue.
So I was me and my dad were in Olive Garden because their soup is good.
And the breadsticks.
Breadsticks in
Shout
the
out
soup.
to Olive Garden.
Go Olive
Yeah.
Garden. But what happened? Like the news was on, and I was complaining to my dad how like that's horrible. She's not doing her job and she's going against the law. And then my dad argued
Oh.
like, "Oh, Sophia,
It was
did you get
15
an
guys.
answer?"
We were wrong. It was
I
June
knew it.
26, 2015.
It was the
Ah,
first
wow, how was
anniversary.
I-
Anniversary. Anniversary.
On
On 16. That's why I remembered it.
Yeah, but
Gotcha.
so I was like, well, why can she do that? That's illegal. It's a law. It was passed. She has to deal with it. And then my dad was like, but that infringes on her religion. And I was like, religion doesn't belong in government.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
then
She shouldn't have that job if.
she can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, there are gay animals. Why can't there be gay people? And my dad was like, they're not actually gay animals. They're just asserting their dominance. And I'm like, what about lesbian animals?
Yeah.
Okay, Dad.
Sure.
Well, yeah, homophobia was not. People are not born with it. That's socially constructed, and I think it's almost always from religion. Does anybody else
It's
It's
from like
from religion.
fear of the unknown, which
Of
happens a lot in
abnormality.
religion.
Yeah. And I heard from someone that it actually wasn't the first thing that was mentioned in the Bible about um against gay people was actually like a translation error.
Mhm.
And so all the stuff in the Bible after that, people were basing off the first thing. I heard it was an error, like it was supposed to say they assumed it said man shall not lie with man, but it said man shall not lie with boy,
Mhm.
and it was like referring to pedophilia.
That's illegal. Looking at
Yeah.
churches, not all churches.
That's,
I meant like
That's rude.
child marriages.
Child. Yeah.
Like child brides, that's like legal in part of the country. This country is like you can marry an 11-year-old if their parents say yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
yeah,
It's a whole thing. It's
a thing.
horrible.
it
What?
happens.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
was about to say Jesus, but I was like, no, Jesus condoned this.
No, he was against it.
Oh, yeah, he
Yeah.
was against pedophilia. Well, then he shouldn't have translated improperly.
It's not like
Well, he
Jesus
didn't.
did
Somebody
translate
else
it.
did, obviously.
And that was in the Old Testament, and Jesus wasn't around back then.
Okay.
And like
I don't
even
know my
and it's in the Old Testament. Christianity doesn't follow the Old Testament; it follows the New
Yeah, why are
Testament.
you worried about that, guys?
I mean,
Doesn't
I could
matter.
understand why like Jewish people were kind of like that because that's in the Old Testament,
Yeah.
which is what Jewish people follow. But like at the same time, it's a translation error.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Well, I heard it was a translation error. I'm not entirely. Like, I've just
it's
heard.
a translation error.
Yeah, we're just going to say it is. Because
Like I don't. What would
it's
be
never.
the point?
You're not born with it. Like, I was not born hating Zac Efron. You know? Like, I was not born hating him. You know? I hated him
Can
when I
you-
was like 11.
Can you explain why you hate Zac Efron?
Because
Because
I
Megan and
believe-
I know why.
I believe he is a communist. And I'm starting that trend. But
Hashtag Zac Efron,
yeah.
you communist.
Yeah, but if he's listening to this, I'm so sorry. You're not a communist, and your voice is so pretty in The Greatest Showman.
Even though you didn't sing in the first High
Yeah,
School
I
Musical,
can't-
which is why you're a communist.
Yeah, I wrote about that in my English paper. So,
Yep.
yeah. So, Zac Efron, if you're listening to this, I know you're not a communist, but I'm spreading that
Wait,
rumor,
you-
and I hope you'll be okay with that because I've already done it. It's like
It already
toothpaste. You know,
started.
you squeeze some toothpaste out of a toothpaste thingy thing. It's not going back in, buddy.
The same thing with
It's
homophobia.
out.
It's out.
Yep.
You should stop it.
Yeah.
Just clean it up and then move on.
Exactly.
Wise words of the day. Clean it up and move on.
Like toothpaste.
Exactly.
Yes. Homophobia is basically just toothpaste.
Useless to taste the
That's a
side.
quote.
Toothpaste that makes me want to hit my head against the fridge.
Oh my gosh, agreed. No, I'm not gonna talk about it. I disagree.
So we should also bring up the bunny book.
Oh yes. For anyone who doesn't watch John Oliver, which you should, he recently did a video of
Last week tonight. is
Yeah.
his show.
last week tonight with John Oliver. He did a video about Mike Pence, and he ended it with announcing this parody of Mike Pence's book or children's book about their bunny. It's called like A Day with the Vice President or something like that. And he did a parody of it, and he made the bunny gay. And it's still a children's book. It's just this book about the bunny finding this very handsome bunny that he loves and wants to marry, but then Mike Pence, the bug, I can't remember what.
It was a
He was a stink bug.
grasshopper or something.
Oh, he's
it
a
was
stink bug.
It
Bug.
was a stink bug.
That's even better.
Being like, you boy bunnies don't marry boy bunnies, they marry girl bunnies. That's my impersonation of it. I saw a clip of it. That's why I knew that exact line.
Yeah.
What's his bunny's name?
It's something Mundo or Bundo.
It
something,
was a-
Bundo.
something Bundo. It's
very
named
nice.
after an actor. An actor that was, according to my mother, a sex symbol in the 30s, but he was a closeted gay.
Go.
You know what? I don't
Like
trust.
in a good way, not a bad way.
Something Mundo. Let me search it.
The internet's so handy these days.
It is.
Oh, I wanted to go back to LGBTQ representation in the media and say I got my source from GLAAD, and they do a yearly review of major movie studios and how well they have representation. In case anybody wants to look at for themselves, because it was really interesting to go and look at and be like, here are the statistics of how people feel about your place in society. It's GLAAD. Glad. I'm going to guess it's called GLAD.
Okay, so it's
2 Ds? Is that what
Marlin.
No, 2 A's.
2 A's.
Hey,
1 D.
hey guys,
Sorry. Not great at the mental spelling.
it's Marlon Bundo's A Day in the Life of the Vice President by Charlotte Pence.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's Mike Pence's book, right?
no,
Yeah.
yeah, his wife or child or something's book.
His wife wrote it.
Yeah, okay.
You
well,
should go by John Oliver's one,
yeah,
though.
don't buy Pence's. We're gonna try to outbuy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because John Oliver's money from the book goes to charity to
it
help.
goes to HIV, doesn't it? There's one that goes to
Goes to
LGBT,
the
but
Trevor
it goes.
Project.
Yeah,
and
it goes
another one.
to basically it goes to the thing that Pence tried taking funds away from
Yeah,
a few years
for
ago. and
AIDS, not
put- yeah,
HIV.
Oh, for AIDS. And he tried putting it towards conversion therapy.
This child in my freaking broadcasting class kept on being like, ew, you got AIDS because you're gay, like, to his friend because they're stupid freshmen. And I just, like, was trying to just get them to stop and, like, explain that's not okay. A lot of people died because of all of that.
Yeah.
And, like, they didn't care. They didn't want to care and they didn't understand. And you just want to, like, slap someone because of how stupid they're being sometimes. That's how I felt.
They realize not all gay people have AIDS.
Yeah,
And
that's
not
not
all
how
people
AIDS
and yeah,
works.
and not
Yeah.
all people that have AIDS are gay.
Yeah. It's stupid.
Yeah,
Thanks
not
for the
only is it
stereotypes, guys.
not only is it rude, it's also inaccurate.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna be insulting, get your facts right, please.
Looking at you, Mike Pence.
Yeah.
Not all gay people have AIDS, so you're just hurting straight people too. But he hates people who have sex, so.
Wait, what?
He's very.
doesn't he have a child?
No, like, who have,
Unmarried.
yeah, unmarried,
Oh my God.
like, you know, extramarital sex. That's what it's called.
A child out of wedlock.
It's just sex when they're not married.
Mhm.
They don't need to have a child.
A
Yeah.
child. A child. Sorry.
You know, the most homophobic people are gay. There's been studies to prove that. Mike Pence, you have something to say to us?
Yeah. It's because, like, they
Just putting that out
internalize the homophobia and, like, try to, like, overcompensate and be like, oh, I hate gays
How
because
dare you
I'm
show it?
obviously not. Grr.
Yeah.
It's stupid. This is just a stupid mindset.
Sad.
Sad people.
But it sucks that we have people like this in the White House because it's promoting these kind of messages to younger kids.
Yeah. It normalizes it and, like, basically makes it okay almost.
Yeah.
And not, like, only with LGBT stuff, with, like, immigrants and what's the religion?
Me.
Muslim?
Muslims. I knew it started with an M.
He can't even say it right. He's like Muslim.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
Yeah. Can't wait for Trump's, like, term to be over. If he somehow gets Russia to hack the elections again so he's reelected, I'm gonna scream.
I don't think it would matter.
Yeah. But also, like, another, like, thing for stupid laws about LGBT people is the trans bathroom bans that, like, happened last year.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of people stopped talking about it or stopped really caring, but they are still around. Like, North Carolina? Yeah. North Carolina has their very hardline one where you can get, like, put in jail for going to the wrong bathroom. It's ridiculous.
We're going to the wrong bathroom.
Or going to the bathroom that doesn't
What if you
match your birth
accidentally
certificate.
walk into the wrong bathroom?
Oh, my sister's done that like 8 times.
Exactly.
And, like, how do you verify that?
Yeah.
Are you just gonna, like, look at someone and assume that obviously, oh, they're obviously not cis, so show me your ID. What if they don't have their ID on them? What if they're just, like, a tomboy?
Yeah.
What if it's, I saw one big argument against it, and it was, like, mothers who have to take their mentally handicapped children and take care of them.
I mean, can't you just ask?
Ask who.
You said
What?
about the ID thing.
No, but you can lie about
Like,
your
yeah,
gender.
what
Yeah,
if
I
you...
guess, but like,
But honestly, what's the big point? Well, who cares if a man goes in the stall next to me? I'm not gonna freak out. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, there's a male peeing 2 feet away from me, or I'm not gonna think that
especially
he's
in the
a
women's
pervert.
because
I'm
it's
not.
just all closed.
Yeah,
off.
I'm not gonna think he's
You're
like,
not-
because even if you're a male and you're attracted to females, I'm still gonna assume you're not gonna want to peek through a door to see me
it's just
pee.
the bathroom.
Do you want to see me pee?
Most,
I don't think so.
most European countries have unisex bathrooms, but their thing is that their stalls are like little rooms almost.
Yeah, where they go all the way to the floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we don't have that,
Why
unfortunately.
not? Why did gender?
'Cause we're
bathrooms
cheap.
even
Yeah,
become a thing?
because we're cheap. But
But it's costing us more in the long run,
do you guys remember?
morality wise.
Agreed. But
I
do
mean,
you
we
guys?
could be like China, where they just have like holes in everybody.
No,
No one cares.
my mother would not support that. I remember I made a hole on the beach and I peed in it, and she was mortified. And little 6-year-old me was so confused. I was like, "What did I do wrong?"
I had to pee.
Well, actually, no. She wasn't mad at me with that. She was mad because my cousin and me peed in the holes and then made pee
did not
balls out of
mean
them
by-
and threw them at each other.
Why would you bring that up?
I don't know. It was relevant.
But do you guys remember that video that came out like in the beginning of this whole kerfuffle with the whole bathroom bills? And it was a male police officer was in this. Sorry, my phone went on. This male police officer went into the women's restroom where there was a big line of women and was like yelling at this one girl to show him her ID because he didn't believe that she was cis, and she was like a teenager without any ID, and was like, "Come on, I'm a girl, I have to pee," and she was like very tomboyish. Was like his reasoning was she looked like trans, but you can't just tell, and it was just because she like looked kind of masculine, and like it was a whole thing, and he almost like dragged her out of the bathroom because of it.
The fact that he went in
Yeah.
the bathroom.
He was a guy in the bathroom. Yeah, and all of the other women were like totally fine and yelling at him to leave. There was like no women being like, "I think there's definitely a penis in there." Like,
you can't pee near me because you have a penis. Like, how dare you stand in the same room as me?
just go to the bathroom, guys. And like one thing that I don't think like these people who made these bills understand is that trans people who know that they don't pass well aren't gonna go use the bathroom that they don't like resemble.
Mhm.
Like most trans people are
Yeah,
like
they would
too
feel
nervous.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, because they're aware of how they appear. Ugh. It is not even like about bathrooms. It's like totally about trying to keep trans people out of public spaces. It's
Yeah,
annoying.
Acting as if they don't exist. But and the bathroom it is a big deal though, because the bathroom, if you're like any normal person, not like me, you're actually gonna use the bathroom when you have to pee in
Yeah.
public places. You know, like if you have to go to the bathroom, you just gotta go.
You
know?
have to go.
And
It's just part of life. Why are we making such a big deal about it?
Okay, anyone who cares should watch this TED Talk by Ivan Cotton. Ivan Cotton. He talks about it. Thank you. It's the bottom of the page. I can't read for I'm too dyslexic to read names. But he talks about like he's a trans man and he talks about the bathroom issue, but he talks about mainly how much it's hurting his best friend's young daughter who's kind of tomboyish and in elementary school cuz she was forced to pee her pants because the children wouldn't let her go in the girls' bathroom because she didn't look like a girl. And like the teacher kept telling her she can't go in the boys' bathroom, but she wasn't allowed in the girls' bathroom because of the other kids, and she just peed her
What
pants.
was she supposed to
Yeah,
do?
she was a child, so she like
Let me
couldn't
use
help
the
it.
teacher bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And, like the teacher didn't stop the kids from doing it, and so she was really upset about it. And the friend was like, "Can you talk to her about it because you understand this this kind of issue more because he had to deal with it in his life." And he like was talking to her, and instead of like lying to her face and saying like promising her like, "Oh, one day it'll all change," he's like, "One day you'll be able to hold your bladder." Like, I can do that now. When you get older, your bladder gets bigger and you can wait till you get home.
shouldn't come down to that.
Yeah, it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Sad.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
When I was in kindergarten, we just had one bathroom.
You
And
did.
it was in the middle of the classroom. Do we have time for like a story? Quick, unrelated.
Yeah, we have 10 minutes left.
Okay, I'll make it quick. So basically, our little bathroom was very cute and neat and like clean and stuff, and it was in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
And all the kindergarten
In the
classes
middle
had-
of the classroom.
Well, it was in like the corner. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm making like signals with my hands it's not in the middle. It was in the corner. And I hated story time because the stories were a bunch of poop. They were horrible. They were so boring. So I would always be like, "Can I go to the bathroom?" to the teacher assistant, who was this really old crabby lady, and she'd always be like, "Fine." So I went to the bathroom, little Sophia, and whenever I went to the bathroom, I would start singing The Lion King and pretending I was on the radio. I'd be like, "Okay, it's Sophia, like 93.9, and we're gonna be singing The Lion King, everybody's favorite." And then one day,
Wait, what song of The Lion King?
all of them.
Okay.
One day, my cousin who was in my class yelled while I was in the middle of a song, "Sophia, we've had enough of The Lion King." I was mortified. This had been going on months. And nobody had said anything to me. But see, that was the only issue. That was the only issue we had with that bathroom.
Couldn't have just told you.
You know what? Yeah. But anyways, anybody in the class could have told me because they'd all been listening to me sing for months.
Did you like realize that they could hear you?
Not until then. And but see, that was the only issue we ever had with just having one bathroom.
Yeah.
That was the only problem.
Yeah.
We definitely had 2 bathrooms. I remember this because one time I really, really had to go as a kindergartner. And I just went in the boys' bathroom, and I remember there being pee on the ground, and I was so angry.
Yeah, but see, one time I went to the bathroom, and a girl next to me in the stall, I used to look down to see the other kid's shoes, and I was little, I'd be like, "Oh my God, if I know Cindy has those shoes, like it must be her." And I'd be like, "Hey, Cindy," and the girl would be like, "This is Rebecca," and I'd be like, "Ah."
Oh no.
But, yeah.
You guys have the same shoes.
One time I looked down under, and some girl was peeing herself, like just on the ground. I was like, "Why are you peeing? You're like 1 foot away from the toilet." But see, there's gonna be pee on the ground regardless of if it's male or female
That
bathroom.
doesn't happen that often.
Yes.
Ugh. I remember when Obama first put into an executive order about how trans kids can use their bathroom.
Yeah.
That was amazing. I was so happy. That was the first time I peed in a boy's bathroom was that day. It was amazing. I mean, it was disgusting, but I felt amazing. But then afterwards, you couldn't still. It was it wasn't really enforced, and it felt awkward to actually do it because I'm aware I don't pass, and I only peed in the bathroom the boys' bathroom that one time because it was the after school, no one was there, and I could just pee, and it was with another trans guy. So it felt real cool to be I have the ability to do this, or I have the right to do this, and other trans people have the right to do this. But now after the Trump administration took it away, it felt horrible almost.
Yeah.
And these bathroom bills just feel almost humiliating, purposefully humiliating.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It's like going into kindergarten with red hair and the teacher being like, "Oh, okay, it's fine to have red hair. You're normal." And then the substitute comes in and is like, "Oh no."
Is Trump the substitute?
Yeah,
Yikes.
because he's going to be gone soon.
Obama's gonna come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
just
regular
keep
teacher.
telling myself that. No, but see, the thing is, if Trump gets kicked out of office, we have to deal with pens.
But after his term is over.
Yeah, we got a while for that though.
It's already been 1 year.
Yeah. Okay, it's 3
And
more.
more.
Yeah, it's been more than 1 year, but next November.
Social justice can't wait.
True though. It's how I feel. Do you guys have anything else to add to any of this?
Nope.
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 All right, then that's probably a good place to leave it off.
Wrapping it up.
Yeah. So thank you all for listening to today's Rainbow Alliance podcast. Again, I was with CJ.
Sophia.
And Megan?
See you next time.